I'm Kate Bryan, the franchise principal at Bartercard South Coast and Highland. I purchased the business, the franchise, back in June 2000 with my partner Rod Bryan, and at that stage it was a greenfield territory. There were perhaps about 7 or 8 Bartercard members in the area at that stage, and they were being serviced by some of our Sydney offices. Just recently, obviously, being the month of June, we've celebrated 13 years now of doing business in the Illawarra. Myself personally, Wollongong, born and bred. Wollongong High School, got the tick there and moved on to Canberra to attend the Australian National University, where I picked up a Bachelor of Arts in Applied Languages. At that stage it was time to do the overseas travel thing, packed the bags, had my languages, German and Japanese, from the degree that I'd done there, and headed off overseas. So I spent about 4 years travelling overseas throughout Asia, and then picked up the dream job of being paid to travel, and was employed as a tour guide through Europe. Unfortunately, that was brought to a swift end with a skiing accident in Austria, and back to Australia for a full knee reconstruction. So at that stage, I was introduced to the Bartercard business by the then franchisee for Bartercard in Canberra. Having spent time in Canberra previously, it wasn't a place I wanted to call home again for a while, so he introduced me to an office down in Melbourne, where I became the hospitality and travel coordinator for a Bartercard office down there. Always with the itchy feet, it was time to move on, so Sydney was calling, so I moved to work with Bartercard in Sydney, and that's where I met my now husband, Rod, who was also working for Bartercard in one of the Sydney offices. At that stage, he was actually seconded to run the sales team for Bartercard in Hong Kong. So never one to say no to a bit of travel, packed the bags, and I joined him in Hong Kong, where I started working as a advertising executive with an Australian Asian business magazine, who also happened to be a member of the Bartercard network in Hong Kong. In hindsight, the experience that I was able to glean from working, I guess, on the other side of the equation there as a Bartercard customer has definitely assisted in helping me run the Bartercard franchise. Back from Hong Kong, lots of offers on the table in regards to working for Bartercard throughout Australia, but it was time at that point to really make the commitment and purchase the franchise. So, as a local Wollongong person, I'd always believed that the Bartercard concept and the trading concept was something that was prime for the Wollongong marketplace. So here we are, 13 years on. Bartercard is a trade exchange of members, typically small to medium-sized enterprises, who exchange products and services without the use of cash. They use our currency, which are trade dollars. For all accounting and taxation purposes, a Bartercard dollar is treated equivalent to an Australian cash dollar. Bartercard itself commenced operations on the Gold Coast during the recession in 1991, and Bartercard now boasts around about 40-45 franchises throughout Australia. We have just on 20,000 members actively trading through the system. Those members are generating in excess of $50 million a month worth of business between themselves. And Bartercard has also actually licensed itself internationally and is now operational in 6 countries. We have operations in New Zealand, Thailand, United Arab Emirates, Cyprus, United Kingdom, and very exciting news, just recently we've opened the doors in the US. Internationally, Bartercard is recognised as the global leader. It is the largest and fastest growing trade exchange in the trade exchange industry. Now, when a business joins Bartercard, they are immediately issued with an interest-free line of credit. Now, that line of credit is facilitated anywhere between $1,000 and $25,000. So the first transactions that a member can have through the program can actually be purchases. They can be offsetting some of their existing cash expenses utilising our interest-free line of credit. In turn, it is our responsibility as a Bartercard franchise to generate that business sales back into their account. Now, with each business that we work with, what our goal to do is to generate an additional 10 to 15% worth of business on top of what that business is already trading in the cash economy. So for example, if a business is generating $20,000 a month in the cash economy, Bartercard's goal from a sales perspective is to generate an additional $2,000 to $3,500 worth of business in that month. If the business then spends that additional income in Bartercard dollars back into areas of the business where they were previously spending cash, the cash stays in the bank account and in the cash flow of the business. We've got about 350 businesses involved. Now they cover a full gamut of industry types. We have members in the media, advertising arena. We have members in hospitality, tourism. The auto industry is represented, printing, health and beauty, so a full gamut of industry types. Now, the franchise operation has 3 departments. We have the administration department, which ensures that we're following all of the operational requirements in running the franchise. We have the sales department that approaches businesses, shows them how Bartercard can work in their business and hopefully gets them involved in the program. We then have the trading department. Now the trading department is staffed with trade coordinators or account managers. So an account manager's role, a trade coordinator's role, is twofold. They are there to basically create a business plan, a Bartercard business plan with each of the businesses in their portfolio, and then to implement that marketing plan, whether it's the marketing side or the purchasing side that requires the focus. I guess Bartercard, or bartering itself, is one of the oldest forms of commerce. We've seen large organisations, we've seen governments get involved in barter, in contra, in one-on-one dealing. One of the, I guess, the most infamous deals was that of Pepsi, who traded a tank load of Pepsi syrup for a tank load of Russian vodka. And they did this purely as a mechanism by which to enter the marketplace of Russia ahead of Coca-Cola. Beautiful. So I guess what Bartercard has done is, because in some instances that one-on-one transacting or that direct contra, there can be imbalance, there can be inequality, there can be issues with record keeping. What Bartercard has done is made the program flexible, computerised, accountable, so that trading globally is made easy. Wollongong is an interesting marketplace. We're very fortunate in that it's almost a country in its own in regards to what it has on offer from a business perspective. Almost every industry type is available. What we need to be focusing on in Wollongong is bringing income into the area, so maximising the opportunities that are there in the tourism and hospitality realms, so bringing income into the area that is then spent locally to support businesses' cash flow through these types of economic climates. And in doing so, obviously Bartercard is very relevant to a business's cash flow. From our perspective, cash is king. Businesses must be supporting themselves and making profit from a cash economy point of view for Bartercard to really be maximised in their business. So times are tough, absolutely. And what we're seeing is that the stronger businesses with the cash flow to support themselves during these tough times. We just need to see them come through the other end, bring in dollars from outside of the area, spend them locally to make sure that the region develops the way that it has the potential to do so. I don't think there are any business owners in the Illawarra that don't believe in the Illawarra and believe in what business could be in the Illawarra. It's just a mindset of the business owners that we just need to keep driving, keep pushing, because we will come out the other end, because we have everything at your fingertips here in the Gong. You have to give value. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in the product that you're selling, and your people. So I guess in answer to your question, twofold answer. One, you have to be giving value to your customers. And to do that, you have to train, develop, and continually educate, motivate, inspire your staff, because they are the ones that are out there in the field representing your value.